Chapter 18. I was disappointed when my meatbag didn't offer me a place to sleep. He didn't say, stay, and Mitinama didn't even come out of the kitchen to greet me. Pai and Boini weren't at home. It was cold. Midba said absolutely nothing, though I kept looking at him expectantly. It was a long time before he finally told me that Resam, my best friend from childhood, had been killed a month earlier. Midba became tearful after telling me this. I heard Mitiniama sobbing in the kitchen. The house, which was so familiar to me, suddenly felt cold. My childhood fights with Resam, our games, marbles, and our football games with balls made out of bundled rags were all things of the past. Midba used to give us banana and Mitiniama used to feed us yogurt and chura. I had made a mistake in coming. Seeing you reminds me of my son, Midba said, turning away from me. He clearly didn't want me to stay. I looked at his back. He was wearing a tattered vest. I could see hair peeping out from under his cap. There was no longer a single strain of black. His heels were dry and cracked like a field that hasn't seen rain. He was looking at the barley in the fields by his house and wouldn't turn towards me. I felt a surge of love for him. He didn't have to strength to look at me. Midba, I said, I'm your son too. But we aren't your biological parents, Mitiniama said from the kitchen. Her words pierced my heart like a knife. She once loved me more than she loved her own son. She used to feed me milk with honey, saying a Brahmin's child loves sweet things. She used to beam with happiness when she saw me and would tease me, saying, look, a brown bird has landed in a mugger's nest. I used to tell my meat, Resam, you go and live at my house and I will live in yours. Resam used to kick me. There were times when I had hit he had hit me hard, leaving me writhing in pain. Mitiniama would sympathize with me and punish Resham. Once he kicked me in the balls and nearly fainted. Mitiniama had grabbed him by the hair, shaking him back and forth. I had only stopped crying after Resam began crying too. I had said, see, I got you back. Then, infuriated, he had chased me. Another time, while chasing me, he fell off a terrace field and hurt his knee. Midba worried then that his son would never become a soldier. After I left for Kathmandu, Resam joined the Nepal police. He had forgotten about me by then, but Midba wrote, Resam is a policeman now. Hey, skinny bound. Resam used to tease me. I used to tell Mitiniama when he called me names and she would smack him. Resam hated it when I sneezed to his mother. Sometimes I would hit him too on his thighs, but he was so strong it was like hitting a rock. I never won our fight. Once after losing a fight, I stopped going to his house. After several days, Midba came to my house to ask why I wasn't visiting them. The bananas are ripe and we have some tasty yogurt for you, he said, trying to lure me back. Mitiniama's worried about you. I won't come, I said, suppressing a strong urge to go. I'll never come. Midba had left frustrated, but I took a shortcut and reached his house before he did. Where have you been, Midba? I asked as he arrived. I have been to the market, he said, disguising his surprise. But you haven't brought anything back, I said. Oh, I have brought something, he said. What? Some smacks. Really? How much did they cost? 2 rupees per smack, he said. Come here and I will show you. And he gently hit my cheeks. Resam and I stopped fighting as we grew older. We learned that best friends shouldn't fight. Midba, I said now. He still stood facing the fields of barley. Mitiniama was still in the kitchen. Neither of them reacted. So I left and went to meet Kaka's house nearby. The front door was closed. I knocked, but no one answered. The house was falling apart. It hadn't been painted for a long time. It appeared to have been empty for years. The kitchen garden was overgrown with necklace. I walked down to a tea shop. At first, the shopkeeper didn't look pleased to see me, but he offered me a stool to sit on anyway. I put down my rucksack. Then I recognized Harilal Damai. He had seen vests and shirts for Resham and me when we were children. He used to play music at all the marriage ceremonies. When he played his Narsimha, the veins in his neck used to swell as though they were going to burst. He used to blow the instrument so loudly that even people in the neighboring village could hear it. With the long scarf, clean trousers, and cap, Harilal used to be the best dressed man in any marriage procession. Your meat was terribly unhappy, he said to me. I didn't say anything. His eldest son's dead. The younger one have joined the Maoists and there's no telling where they are, he said. The two old folks never leave their house anymore. They just sit there and listen to all the conflicting stories passers by tell them. I asked if he could make dinner for me, hoping I could stay there for the night. I don't have a spare bed, he said. I have got a sleeping bag, he agreed. He started a fire. I have been hoping to move to the plains, he said. This village is so empty now. Sometimes the old couple weep. Sometimes they mumble strange things. There are days when they don't say a single word and days when they never stop talking, he said. Do you want some bananas? No thanks. Yogurt? No. You loved bananas and yogurt as a boy, he said. You used to eat lots of it at Resam's house. Do you remember how you used to tease you? How we used to tease you? I remember that every time they saw me heading for Resam's house, people used to say, so, off to eat bananas and yogurt. When did you open this shop? I asked. 2 years ago, Harilal said. I am glad you feel you can stay here. It's good there is no discrimination anymore, I said, referring to the low status of his occupational caste tailors in our society. Still, not many people come to my shop. It's mostly other damai, he said. But after people wearing pants and shirts like yours started coming, the discrimination decreased. I was glad to see that Harilal had become a tea shop owner. His shop wasn't particularly well organized, but he sold tea and snacks as well as dal bhat. In one corner of the shop was a sewing machine, the same hand-operated sewing machine I remembered from my childhood. I probably still use it in his free time. I'm sure you have to pay tax, I asked. Yes, the people of, what do they call it? The people's government. They collect taxes. He put more wood on the fire and blew it to stoke the flames. I really pity the old man, he said, going back to Midbar. Sometimes he comes here asking for a box of matches. Then after I give him one, he gives it back to me saying he has one at home already. I looked at him as he went back to stoking the fire. Sometimes he comes and asks for rock salt, and when I tell him I have some, he just turns and walks away. I helped him blowing on the fire as well. He lit an unfiltered cigarette and was smoking quietly when we heard a noise outside. Some people had arrived. They called for the shopkeeper. He went out. Did anyone stay here last night? Someone asked. Harilal asked. Why? What's the matter? Just answer the question. No, no one was here. Then did you hear anyone walking past your shop last night? No, said Harilal. I'd have woken up if I'd heard anything. I sleep lightly these days. I woke up even if just a dog goes by. Are you sure you didn't hear anyone? Why should I lie? What's this about anyway? Listen, you nosy old bastard, a man said. One of the prisoners the Maoists let out of jail in district headquarters was a thief. He had stolen a statue from a temple. A night later, the son of a beach came back and stole the same statue again. They say he went this way. Not the old statue of Lord Shiva, said Harilal. The man left, telling him to stay alert. Once a thief, always a thief, Harilal said, coming back into the shop. The bastard couldn't break the habit even after going to jail. He started to cook Tito and potato curry. You are not saying anything, he said. Am I talking too much? I am just feeling sad, I said. Did you want to stay at your meat bar's house? No, it's for the best. He has lost his sense. He says things he doesn't mean. It seems like there is no one else in the village, I said. There's another old couple. They are no better off than your Meatba and Mitiniama. They have poor eyesight and can't go anywhere. They are waiting for their son to come back. One's in the army and the others joined the rebels. The one in the army sent them a message saying that if they wanted to see him, they should come to Kathmandu because it's too dangerous for him to come back here. But the old fox can't go to Kathmandu. He sighed. Their grief's going to kill them one day. He served me Tito. The potato curry was overcooked. I took a few mouthfuls and washed them down with water. There was a noise outside as I ate. It was Meatbag. Hurry, he called loudly. Yes, Harilal went out. Have you seen my Michoro? No, I haven't seen him. Harilal lied to protect me. I wondered if I should say something. Don't lie to an old man, you bastard, Meatbag snapped. He went this way. Were your eyes snapped by a monkey? I swear I haven't seen him, Harilal said. See, my eyes are fine, bastard, Meatbag said, getting annoyed. You think I don't know your tricks? You can spot a cat in the dark. You are the first one to know who has eloped with whom. And now you are trying to tell me you haven't seen my Michoro. Why should I lie to you? Harilal said, adding one lie to another. I did see a shadow go by, but that was a while ago. Don't you think I could recognize your Michoro if I saw him? Maybe it was just a dream, the old man said softly, but I thought our Michoro came to see us. Or if he should drop by, ask him to come to our house. We would love to see him. Meatball left. Harilal came back in. I decided I can't stay away. I washed my hands and rinsed my mouth. Then I followed Meatball back to his house, leaving Harilal a 100 rupee note on the bench. But I don't want your money, Harilal called, running after me with the note in his hand.